My name is Daniel Essick. This is Podcast for Life. I thank you for joining us today. We've had some difficulties, but we have them all resolved, and at least I'm hoping we have them all resolved. My guest, Steve Hoke, is not going to be joining us today, as far as I know. I was hoping he was running late, and we were waiting on him. And I was working on some other glitches. I'm tired of glitches. I'm seriously thinking of moving my podcast, and I'm thinking about moving it over to Rumble. So, complete our negotiations over there. I'll probably be moving over there. So, but in the meanwhile, enjoy Vocal, enjoy on YouTube, enjoy on Facebook, or wherever you hear my podcast. It is appreciated, and I do enjoy the support that y'all give me. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to try to keep on topic, though. Today, we're going to talk about the current state of mental health in general and period. I guess the best way to start is to acknowledge our sponsorship today. And this episode is being sponsored today by NAMI Southeastern Kentucky. NAMI Southeastern Kentucky is the affiliate for NAMI National Alliance of Mental Illness in Knox County, Clay County, Bell County, Whitland County. We're an affiliate of NAMI Kentucky, which is our state organization, and NAMI Kentucky is part of NAMI National Alliance for Mental Illness, and they're a national organization. NAMI and NAMI Kentucky Southeastern are all dedicated to advocacy and education regarding mental health, eliminating the stigma, and advocating for better mental health throughout our service area, the state, and the country. Let's see now. Where NAMI Southeastern Kentucky is currently undertaking a membership drive, and all you have to do is go to and put in NAMI, NAMI, Southeastern KY, and it'll take you right to the group, and you can click join there and join the group. We have informational meetings every second Thursday of the month. So, everybody's welcome to join in on these meetings, find out more about NAMI, what NAMI stands for, what NAMI does, what we do in particular, which one of our best programs is we're doing connection support groups. And that is a very cool endeavor in these times. I'm seeing it, definitely seeing the need, seeing the growth, and we have room for more. You just come check us out. Connections is every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and is facilitated by Stephen Hope. And yeah, basically, we pretty much have a good time. Your confidentiality is assured, and yeah, and basically, it's just a place to come and talk about what's concerning you and get some encouragement and support in these troubling times. Um, okay. The next best thing be probably to tell my story. Oh, and I had this all planned out for Steve to show up, and I was going to interview him, but uh, I was gonna I was looking forward to the exchange, but I guess I'm just gonna have to wing it by myself here a little bit. Uh, I hate when people don't show up because it does catch me somewhat unprepared. Uh, what Let's start with what is peer support. Okay, peer support in short is people with diagnosis and training, uh, giving mental health services to people with diagnosis who are in recovery. Now, to become a peer support, you have to be in recovery at least 2 years. So you have to demonstrate a predilection of not and the relapse. You know, you basically what that means is if you go through your life and you're relapsing once or twice a year, you're not ready to do peer support. Uh, Now, peer support is very challenging. It is very rewarding, and I find it very rewarding. With my experience, I have seen my consumers when they first come out of the hospital, they are beat down, no confidence, no hope. And what I do is I instill hope, and I watch their spirit grow. I feed them what they need to get through life. We work together on what they want to work with, one thing at a time. And it is amazing to watch them grow. And they're generally with me from 3 to 5 years. I've had some go uh, as soon as 2 years. But yeah, generally from 3 to 5 years. The longest client I had for 5 years uh, before they realized that, hey, yeah, I'm at the point now I can do it on my own. Basically, that's what peer support is someone who's been there, done that, shown somebody that's heading there which way to go. Trying to avoid the pitfalls, trying to uh, help people see for themselves their own worth, their own desires. You know, like I said, I've seen them go from absolutely no hope to taking on society by storm. Uh, the first thing is you build them hope. You give them hope that there's more to life than just the illness, than just existing. Then you teach them how to live. And then once you teach them how to live, then the next step is to teach them how to thrive. Teaching them how to thrive, they start building confidence and they start building their abilities. They are growing, and it is obvious that they're growing. Sometimes it takes a little while, and yes, you hit the little plateaus where you got to spend a little bit of time there, but the thing is it's all about progress. It's not about perfection. It's dealing with mental illness is a one day at a time proposition. It is Am I doing better today than if I'm not doing better today than I did yesterday? Okay, why am I not doing better today than I did yesterday? Is there a problem there, or is it just bad luck? And when you're dealing with mental illness, you have to do almost daily self-examination. You know, um, I like to do that at night. I'm away to bed. Uh, I'll go over the day. Okay, is there anything I could have done better? Okay, maybe I'll catalog that for next time, and then I'll pray and go to sleep. Uh, that's my pretty much my bedtime routine. From the time I take my medicine, I take a look at the day, I pray, and then I go to sleep. That's my routine, and I share it with my clients. And among my clients, they have several different routines. I have one client that likes to get up in the morning and they like to plan out their day. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, then this, then this, then this, then this. And then if I have any time left over, I'm going to do this. And learning how to budget time is a big challenge. It's called time management. And it is very important. It's just much, uh, it is just as important to budget your time as it is to budget your money, if not more so. Uh, this world has so many demands on everybody's time. You pick what's important to you and you go after it. That's what's called pursuing your happiness. And life is all about pursuing your happiness. If you're sitting there working a job, go to work from 9 to 5, hitting that grind, and you're hating yourself during the day, maybe what you might want to think about doing changing jobs. Because a man should love what he does. Now, don't get me wrong. In my life, I failed some of the jobs from hell. But the thing is whenever I've taken new jobs and whenever I have embarked into new fields, it's always been something that I love. And the thing is I've heard growing up over and over again. And if a man loves their job, they'll never work a day in their life because work will seem like play. Work is just something to do, you know. And the thing is yeah, we work to get a paycheck, but it's not the beginning and the end of life. What the beginning and end of life is the love. So now I'm starting to get off the topic a little bit. We're talking about the status of mental health services in today's day and age. Um, I believe I was first diagnosed with ADHD. I was in the third, fourth grade. Might have been earlier, but I remember growing up taking Ritalin, and and then when I turned 18, I've had doctors and therapists sitting there saying, "Yeah, you're going to die with your illness," and they make it sound like I'm going to die tomorrow. But and then they hit you with all these stats and everything, and yeah, the stats are true and everything. But the thing is I've had enough supportive people in my life, and the thing is I've had early success. When I was in high school, when I was 10 years old, my dad bought me a snow shovel. And by the time I was 18, I turned that into a landscaping snow plowing company. And I turned that into several other businesses as well. And the thing is I employed a fair amount of people. Not even old enough to sign a contract by myself, but the thing is I'm signing paychecks, and and I got people working for me, and I've always paid them fairly well. Uh, thing is in 1985 when the crash hit, well, that's when I started playing catch up because that really, that took my fortune and that took my confidence, and that put me, that put me down. Back in my earlier adulthood, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. And yeah, I believe it was right around the time of the crash. Um, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. And we went a number of years with that diagnosis. And then somewhere along the line, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. But that's okay. We started dealing with that. And all the while, it's like, you're going to die with this. You're going to die with this. Yeah, we're just trying to keep you from getting worse. And I kept telling them, no, I don't want to just keep from getting worse. I want to actually get better. I want to get back to where I was. It's always been a goal of mine to get back where I was. And the thing is we've made a lot of progress over the last 40 years. Yeah, it's been 40 years because now we've gone from you're going to die with it to recovery is possible. And the research is showing that not only is recovery, but it can be expected. And that's where peer support comes in. I'm proving every day that recovery is possible. It's about self care management, it's about time management, it's about money management, it's about life management. Now, there are people out here that are certified life coaches. I don't know what that means, I don't know what that takes. But the thing is I know what it takes to live with a mental illness, and I'm a peer support. I'm sitting here helping others to get through the steps of recovery so that they are get to the point of moving beyond the illness. And there's other steps in between. Yeah, you have you where you feel limited, and then you start seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and then you sit there, you're testing the waters, you know. And then when you start testing the waters, you start building a little confidence. You start doing a little more, and it basically it's not only is it a process, but it's a growth. You go through one, then the next, and you don't have to be in a lineal fashion. You can jump around. You can go right from uh, one day it's like, oh my God, my illness has got me, and then the next day is, hey, let me conquer the world, and then you can go back to, oh yeah, it's got me again. It's possible. Recovery from relapse. Recovery is having the ability to move forward in your life, in your dreams, in your being. And relapse is when you are falling back into your illness. I guess that's probably about the best way to describe short form of recovery. SAMHSA has a recovery, which I agree with, and recovery basically some of the precepts is that one of my favorite precepts is that they would be able to be active in their community. You know, uh, so I guess the way I see it is, if you're able to pursue your dreams, you know, then you're in recovery. You're in a good place. You know, and the goal should be the goals that we set for ourselves. Those are the goals that we work towards. Peer support basically is a person centered practice. It is also an evidence based practice. Everything I do is backed up with reams of evidence. And the thing is when I get stuck and I don't know what to do, then what I do is I go back to the research. Okay, let's let's take a look what's been done in the past. Okay, this is what's worked. Okay, let's try this. You know, and if that doesn't work, okay, now how do we tweak that to where it will work? You know, and it's very individualized. It is meeting the consumer where they're at. Uh, it is bringing them along in recovery in a way that they not only understand but are more proactive with. Um, I like to think peer support is kind of, you know, I'm standing behind them, and they sit there and say, "Well, what do we do now? Well, what do you want to do? Well, I think we should do this. Okay, have you thought about this? No, I haven't thought about that, but wait a minute. Uh, no, I think the first thing, I think, okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. Now, I'm the safety net, I'm making sure that they don't go any further back. Even if they make a bad choice, they're entitled to make that choice. You know, and the thing is as we are discussing their choices and why they're choosing them, which I do ask them why do they choose make the choices that they do, because most people have reasons, and those reasons are very important. Um, Even if it's bad choices, there's still reasons for it. And when you examine the reasons, sometimes you different perspective, and then you get other thoughts, and then you start thinking, well, wait, but maybe this other thing would be a better idea. So, but that's some of the fun that I have doing peer support. And we have somebody coming in. Welcome, Terry, and I thank you for joining us. Yep. Okay. Maybe she'll be back in a minute. Okay. We got we got 10 minutes to 5. Yeah, but I got started a half hour late. Yeah, but then again, I'm not feeling good today either. A couple weeks ago, I pulled my shoulder, went to the doctor, found out it was bursitis, and I'm not having a very good day today. And let me give you my apologies if it seems like I'm having an off day to you. Uh, I'll admit I'm struggling a bit, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it as far as I can. If we do have to cut it short a little bit today, we cut it short a little bit today. But uh, I'm going to try to finish out my topic. How mental health services are delivered nowadays. Now, that's not to say we don't still have the older generation out there that are of the old mindset, and then that drives them. But the thing is, we made a lot of progress over the last 40 years. Um, there's a lot of caring people out there in the mental health field, caring counselors, caring doctors, caring nurses, caring advocates. Uh, yeah, I can go on and on and on and name different groups of people. Uh, and then you got the friends and neighbors, family. Just about everybody is involved in some way, shape, or form in the care of mental health. Whether you realize it or not, or anytime you sit there and discuss a serious situation with somebody and how they feel about it, you're performing some sort of mental health treatment. And, it's life, it's support, it's encouragement. Now, those of us that are certified, licensed, all that, we have more knowledge and we have credentials that kind of demonstrate that knowledge. Um, so, yeah, we could be classified as the experts. But who is the best expert about you is you. Just like I'm the best expert for me. You know. Now the thing is I give you my expertise, and you can take that for what it's worth, and you share with me your expertise, and then what we can do is we can discuss that, and maybe we get to the truth, and just as iron sharpens iron, we both come out of it stronger. That's great when that happens. That's great when that happens. Um, Mental health is given when somebody is in need of mental health services. Generally, they show up at the clinic and they go through what's called intake. And what happens at intake is they get the personal information, they get some history, they the rules, the HIPAA laws, uh, and they assign a therapist. And then the therapist gives you an evaluation and you work out a treatment plan. And then the therapist brings in other professionals such as peer support, nurses, doctors, based on the consumer's need. Mental health services nowadays are very person centered. That means that it's whatever the person needs and wants is what they get. Everyone has a right to refuse treatment, but the thing is mental health services are geared towards what the patient needs and then what the patient wants to reach their goals. And to even sometimes to even find out what those are takes a little bit of expertise. Because that is even a process. For everything in life, there is a process. You just got to figure out what the process is, and once you got to figure it out, you can do it. And sometimes it takes some training, and sometimes it just takes a little common sense. But the thing is we can all do it. We can all succeed and prosper. And the thing is many of us need help to do it. I would say most of us need help to do it. And I wouldn't mind seeing everybody taking advantage of mental health services. I want the stigma to be gone because suffering from a mental health illness is not any different than suffering with diabetes, high blood pressure, or epilepsy. It can be managed. Recovery is possible. The days of one flew over the cuckoo's nest are gone. There is no more uh, shock treatments. That kind of torture is definitely frowned upon, and definitely I believe it's viewed as unethical nowadays. Out there's still doctors that still believe it's warranted, but You know, the thing is I believe that'd be more torture than anything else. Um, when most cases of mental illness are fairly mild, you know, and if you can catch it early enough and start managing it early enough, it doesn't have to disable you. Now, when you don't catch it early enough, when you refuse to get treatment, you're just letting it get worse and worse and worse and worse until you hit a point where you crash. And then that's when you're in the hospital, you attempt suicide, you go to the hospital, and the thing is I think the best day in my life as far as beginning to receive mental health services was when I did try to kill myself because, and especially seeing as I failed at it, which you'd consider that a success in and of itself, I guess, hindsight. Uh, it got me to see where I was at. I spent some time in the hospital. That was 10 years ago. And since then, I have been growing and getting better. And each day it gets better and better. Every day gets better and better. And I'm almost back to full force. I'm beginning to be more active in my community. I'm a member of NAMI. In fact, I'm the organizer for NAMI Southeastern. Um, the I'm pretty positive that recovery is possible. Sometimes it takes a while, and some people don't recover. But the thing is the most important part of treating mental health is catching it early. Uh, one of the things I'm advocating for is for these insurance companies, for a mandate that these insurance companies provide, just like they provide for an annual physical, and that they provide for an annual mental health evaluation. And that way, there, hopefully, we can catch these early and we can eliminate the stigma. Yeah, health together is a very personal issue. But the thing is people don't hide it that they have high blood pressure. People don't hide the fact that when they're sick. So why should they hide a mental illness as well? You know, with a little bit of education and a little bit of getting to know who people are and what they're all about, yeah, the stigma can be defeated. And I would love to see it gone tomorrow. And the thing is I've had it happen where I've had friends of mine, we were sitting there friends for years, and then all of a sudden the topic comes up. We're talking about Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe's going senile. He's going around the bend, this and that. And I go, excuse me? And then we start talking about how Uncle Joe's suffering from his mental illness, his Alzheimer's, or his dementia, or his whatever it is, schizophrenia. And at one point, I share with them, hey, you know, I got a diagnosis too, schizoaffective. You hadn't learned about that. And then sometimes they say yes, and I explain what it is to them. And they're shocked. I've known you for years. I've never known you to be off your rocker. That's because I'm getting my treatment, I'm taking my meds, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, the thing is no matter who you come across, you don't know if they're a mental health patient or not. You don't know if they're mentally ill. And, they used to call it troubled, you know. Well, he's just troubled, yeah. Well, that means he's got a lot on his mind. Yeah. Well, mental health patients, people suffering from mental illness, do have a lot on their mind. It's called the illness. There's a lot there to deal with, and it all has to be dealt with. As long as you keep small problems small, you're doing good. You know? And I'll tell you, I've been seeing some people that are out on the streets that really should be committed. But I'm an advocate for keeping people in the community, though. If they're not a danger to themselves or others, you know, then they should be living in the community. If they're not able to take care of themselves, then they should be able to live with family and friends. And if they are able to take care of themselves with proper supports, then they should be allowed to do that too. You know, after all, the Constitution of the United States says all men are created equal and endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. That among those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what I want. I want everybody to be able to pursue their happiness despite any shortcomings. And truthfully, that's how I seek my happiness is by helping other people seek theirs. That is where I get the most joy, is by seeing others succeed. Oh yeah, it feels good to succeed, but I like seeing others succeed even better than I like seeing myself succeed. You know, it is said that it is better to give than to receive. You know, so giving the accolades, taking care of the people, take care of each other. That's what life's about. Show somebody that you care. Show them your love. Don't just say it. Show them. Do something good for somebody today. Doesn't matter who. Let's take care of each other and love each other and be there for each other as we move forward in this thing called life. And let us not be dismayed. Let us not be troubled by current events, such as they are. Next week, we're going to get back to doing some politics. I just figured this week it'd be a good time to take off on that. And next week, we're going to talk about the Electoral College. And on Tuesday, in Barberville, Kentucky, at the courthouse, uh, Tuesday, December the 8th, is Safe Harbor Day. That's the date that the states all have to have their elections certified and paperwork on their way to Washington for the Electoral College, and they're getting ready to send their delegates. Uh, I'm going to be giving some next week. That's what we're going to do is we're going to uh, get some updates about that. And then what we'll do is we're going to talk about what happens next at the Electoral College, which will be the next week. I believe next Wednesday. It's 8 days later. So, and that'll be the 16th of December when the Electoral College meets. Let me encourage your attendance. I hope to see you there. When you get there, don't forget to stop, say hello. I am encouraging everyone, that feels the need to wear their masks and practice social distancing. Yeah, if you feel that's necessary, and to the greatest extent that we can, uh, it would be a good thing to do to keep from spreading the COVID-19 virus. And I want to be able to sit there and say, yeah, we did this, and we did it safely, and we did it willingly, and we made a good show. Uh, until next week, this is Daniel Lessig, and this is Podcast for Life. Thank you.